Hi, I'm Isaac and you're watching Isaac's Bushcraft and Survival. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a bow drill and how to start a fire with one. So let's get started. So the wood that I'm going to be using today for our bow drill fire is going to be some cedar. This is some cedar that I cut down earlier and not too far away from camp. So I'm going to use cedar because you want to use cedar or maybe cottonwood works well. Willow and other ones might work. Another one that would work good is elderberry, like dead branch or a dead elderberry tree, which are a little bit harder to find, but you want to go for something that's upright and dead because then it's drier. But you also want to stay away from hardwoods because hardwoods won't create enough dust and won't get the right amount of friction to create a coal. And you also want to stay away from resinous woods because if you use woods that are like pine or fir or spruce or something like that, the sap will keep it from creating a coal because it'll lubricate it rather than actually, making a coal. So just a pre-pointer or a tip there. So what I have actually right now here though is a bow that I'm going to be using to go back and forth with my spindle. I didn't show you guys how to make this because it's pretty simple. You just get a curved branch like this, and then you cut a groove at each end and then just tie the cord to it. So it's pretty simple to make. But I'm going to, basically I'm going to be getting my knife set out here and I'm going to baton this log here. Probably in half ought to do it. I usually like to follow a natural crack like that. What we're going to do is we're going to put our knife on it and we're going to take another piece of our wood and we're just going to hit it and we're going to baton it in half. And you want a good strong knife for this. Sometimes I gotta pull out here. And you want a good strong knife for this because otherwise it'll bend or break. Okay, so we have it split here. And we'll use one of these pieces for a spindle and we'll use one of them for our board. So I'm probably going to take this one and split it down once more. I'm going to make it probably somewhere between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch thick. That's how thick we want our board to be. Because there are quite a few parts to a bow drill. You've got the spindle, which is what spins and creates the friction. You got the handhold, which is what you push down with and you bear down with to get that friction and coal. You've got your bow, which is what you're going to use to go back and forth to create friction. And then you're going to have the fireboard, which is what collects the dust to create the coal. Just going to take my saw here and cut this about maybe 1 foot long. And this is aromatic cedar, so if you smell it, it smells fantastic. Okay, so this is gonna be our board here. I'm just gonna carve it a little bit flatter. Because that's where our spindle is going to rub on to make coals. Yeah, I'm just gonna flatten it out a little bit more. And yes, I'm sweating quite a bit while I'm doing this because it's like 85 degrees out here. So it's gonna be a little bit hot doing this, but I can handle the heat. Okay, so we got flat here. I'm just gonna flatten it a little bit more. All right, we're gonna set that aside. And what we're gonna do next, we're gonna take our piece here. This is gonna be the piece that we'll make our spindle out of. And I'm gonna split it, maybe a 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch piece. Somewhere around there. Okay, that piece should potentially, this piece actually should potentially work. Might trim it down just a little bit more. You don't want it too wide. Okay, so this piece is going to be our spindle. I'm going to make it probably maybe a foot long, somewhere around there. And I'm going to get ready to carve this and I'll be back with you. Okay, sorry for the change of scenery, guys. But it started pouring outside, and I had to leave all my tools outside, and they got poured on. So I'm gonna have to make do with what I have. I have my spindle here, I have my fireboard. As you can tell, I've used this for a lot of different fires. This is the hole we'll be using. But yeah, we'll see if we can get our fire going. The biggest tip I can give you is to go slow and steady to fill up that groove with dust. Then once you fill that up, then you can go fast. But for the time being, just take your time. Just slow and steady. Sorry for that noise. Slow and steady until it fills up. Then you can go faster. Okay. As you can see, the way you can tell if you got a coal is if you have a plume of smoke like that. And I don't know if you can see, but it's starting to glow. And once you get that, you know you have a fire going. Or you know you have it going. Okay, so we have our coal in here, and we're gonna get ready to blow into the flame. Okay, we got fire. As you can see, I'm just adding some birch bark onto it. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing and liking, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.